Let's talk about a story that's literally billions of years old. It's a story that connects a tiny cell to a giant mountain and the non-living world to the living one. We're going to follow the incredible, often overlooked journey of an element called phosphorus.
So, here's a riddle for you. What could a single microscopic cell possibly have in common with a massive ancient mountain range? Well, the answer is a single vital element that travels between them in one of nature's most epic cycles. Stick with me, and we're going to unravel this whole thing together. All right, let's dive in. To really get this journey, you first have to understand why our main character, Phosphorus, is so incredibly important. I mean, this isn't just some random element. It's an absolute non-negotiable for life as we know it.
You know, nature is the ultimate recycler. It's got these amazing systems where nothing essential is ever really lost. We call this the mineral cycle. Basically, living things get the elements they need from the environment, they use them to, live and grow, and then eventually they return them. So the whole process can just start all over again.
And here's the star of our show, phosphorus. This stuff is a huge deal. It's a key part of our DNA, the very blueprint for life. It's in the membrane of every single one of your cells, and it's what makes your bones and teeth hard and strong. Every living thing, from the smallest piece of algae to the biggest tree, has to get phosphorus from its environment just to survive. It's a fundamental building block for sure. So we know we need it, but how do we get it? This is where the adventure really begins. We're going to trace the first part of phosphorus's journey as it enters the living world and starts its long trip toward the ocean.
Okay, so it all starts in the soil. Plant roots soak up the phosphorus. Then it starts moving up the food chain. An animal eats that plant, and maybe another animal eats that animal. But the trip doesn't end there. All this phosphorus, through rain and rivers, slowly but surely gets washed away, carried by water all the way out to the sea.
Now, this is where our story takes a really dramatic turn. Because once phosphorus gets to the ocean, it doesn't just, float around forever. Something happens down in the dark, silent depths that pretty much seems to break the whole cycle. This quote really says it all. In the sea, phosphorus and other elements sink down, way down. Over millions of years, they settle on the ocean floor, get squished together, and actually become part of the rock. They are, for all intents and purposes, locked away, completely separated from the world of the living. And that's a huge problem, right? If this element that's so vital for life just keeps getting locked up at the bottom of the ocean, wouldn't life on Earth eventually just run out of it? Is this journey just a one-way street? Is this really the end?
Well, thankfully, no. But you have to remember, nature operates on a much, much bigger timescale than we do. The journey isn't over. It's just entering its slowest, but also its most powerful phase, the return trip.
So here's the key thing to get. There are two states for phosphorus. When it's locked in rock, it's inactive. It's basically in storage. But when it dissolves in water, it becomes active and available for life. A plant can grab it, and boom, the cycle is back on. The entire system depends on this one transformation. So how does it get back into the water? Well, this is where the planet itself steps in. Geologic forces actually push that ancient seafloor up over millions and millions of years, creating new mountains. And then the slow, relentless power of weathering, wind, rain, ice, starts to break that rock down, freeing the phosphorus and letting it dissolve in water all over again.
And with that, our story comes full circle. See, it's not a straight line at all. It's this incredible, continuous loop that connects deep geologic time with the life that's happening right here, right now.
So let's just run that back one last time. Plants pull phosphorus from weathered rock. It travels through the food web, it gets carried to the sea and becomes new rock. Then, over ages, geology lifts it back up. Weathering sets it free, and the whole amazing process can start all over again. And here's why this really matters to you. We are all part of this cycle. The very phosphorus that makes up your bones and your DNA was once locked deep inside a rock, maybe on a mountain that doesn't even exist anymore. You are just a temporary stop on this ancient, incredible journey. The phosphorus cycle is just one of these huge planetary recycling systems. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible cycles are flowing through us and all around us right now, quietly powering our entire world? Thanks for joining me on this one.